Long runs are the centerpiece of marathon training, and there are long lists of things that you should do and not do, both on the run and after the run. Sadly, I know most of the things to not do after a long run because I've done them and come to regret them. So here they are, my things not to do after a long run, filmed on the run. After a long run, do not be a couch potato for the rest of the day. It can be super tempting to sit on the couch for the rest of the day. After all, you've earned it. But if you sit on the couch, your muscles will tighten up and you will be super sore tomorrow. So keep moving a little bit. Take an easy walk around the neighborhood or an easy bike ride. After a long run, do not forget to refuel and rehydrate properly. Even if you've been consuming food and fuel on your run, by the time you finish a long run, your body will be depleted. So be sure that you eat right when you finish, a good combination of protein and carbs, and eat a real meal within 3 to 4 hours of when you finish your long run. That way your body and your muscles will have the fuel they need to replenish and restore the muscles that you've been breaking down during your long run. After a long run, do not stay in your running clothes any longer than you have to. It can create all sorts of fungal and bacterial issues, and it also can throw your body temperature off for a really long time staying in damp, clammy clothing. So if you're meeting a friend for brunch or if you have a long drive home after a long run, bring a change of clothing and get out of your running clothes as soon as you can. This is one I haven't had too much of a problem with myself, but after a long run, make sure that you don't ignore rest and recovery. While you should stay active after a long run, taking a walk around the neighborhood or an easy bike ride to keep your muscles moving, you shouldn't do any strenuous workouts the day of a long run. And you also shouldn't do strenuous workouts the day after a long run. While you can go for an easy run if you want, don't do any difficult strength work or any difficult track work. Let your muscles recover and rest. Don't do rocket science or brain surgery the day of your long run. Okay, not those things exactly, but anything requiring a fair amount of brain power, don't do it after a long run. Your brain will be just as exhausted and depleted as the rest of your muscles in your body after a long run. Runner's brain is a very real thing, and I know I get stupid the day of a long run. So save anything requiring all of your attention, your focus, and your brain power until at least the day after your long run. After a long run, do not give in to your cravings for junk food. It can be really tempting to treat yourself after a long run. After all, you've been running for hours and hours. You deserve a little bit of a treat, right? Well, maybe, but your willpower after a long run will be at its absolute lowest. And chances are, if you have any bit of a treat, you'll have way more of it than you expected. At least, that's been my experience. And if you are going to treat yourself, that I have been known to do, plan ahead. Instead of buying a pack of 6 cupcakes and only planning on eating 1 after a long run, only buy 1 cupcake. Otherwise, you'll end up eating all 6. Or at least, that's what happens at my house. Don't pick a fight or do anything that requires a high level of emotional intelligence. Your temper and your emotions may be super short after a long run, so save that important conversation or that difficult conversation until after you've had a chance to recover, to prevent saying something that you didn't really mean to say or do something that you'll later regret.